When she met Paige,
Clark bodies in, couldn't finish.
it was brutal.
Tumbles to the floor, and Caitlin Clark is fouled.
This is the best team she's ever faced at this point.
UConn is 35-0 and national champion.
The national championship goes to Connecticut for the 4th year in a row as the dynasty fulfills its destiny.
You know, we have the best player in America.
Bueckers, a three. Truth.
But she believes she's the best player in the universe.
This is how our team is going to guard Caitlin Clark. And there were a couple times where we guarded her great, and she still knocked in a couple.
Martin back to Clark. Her three is good.
And if you're wondering who's better, what happens in this game might surprise you.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. My amor.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Good to see you. How are you?
More. Pretty. Again.
She found her rhythm again, folks.
Absolutely. She's so awesome.
I wanted to be just like her. I thought I was going to go to UConn when I was growing up, but obviously that's not what happened.
Caitlin Clark wanted to play for Gino at Connecticut. I think they're the coolest place on earth, and I wanted to say I got recruited by them. According to Clark, Gino didn't try to lure her to Connecticut. They called my coach a few times, but they never talked to my family and never talked to me. Well, there just so happened to be a young lady named Paige Bueckers, who was the unanimous #1 player in the 2020 class. Clark was ranked as the #4 player. Gino said that if Caitlin wanted to go to Connecticut, she should have been the one to pursue him.
And so, she looks at Coach Gino like, I'm gonna show this guy. I'm gonna show him why he should have called my mother.
A trip to the Elite Eight is on the line, and this game is underway on ABC. Bueckers right away, misfires badly.
But it wasn't just Paige who was having a bad night.
Wants the screen, gets it, will pull from deep, off the mark.
Nothing's working. This is Team USA all over again. She has to switch strategy. This game is not Caitlin versus Paige anymore.
We've had different people stand up.
Clark cross court, catch fire, and hit.
Gabby Marshall, 4 for 5 from 3-point range.
Gabby Marshall shot it at 46% from 3. Peyton Martin knocked it down at a cool 36.5%. Martin comes from behind with the rejection.
Caitlin Clark has the ability to dance with the basketball, and her vision is extraordinary.
Nice delivery there, Clark.
Monica, she's been a consistent force all year.
Early catch, finish.
Warnock, a high arcing and beautiful three.
And then you have McKenna Warnock, who came out today and had a fabulous game.
Nice cut from Warnock, extra feed.
So Caitlin Clark gets so much defensive attention that Warnock gets the opportunities to have those good looks.
The rainbow delivery for Morgan Warnock. Clark and Bueckers yet to score in this first.
You know, it was not going to be easy on either Caitlin or Paige to play their normal game. And obviously neither of them did.
I mean, this was just a tremendous showcase, like you said, Paige, for everyone. But it seemed like everybody's playing well at this point.
Coach kind of told us in the tournament, some players are going to play good, some players are going to play great, and some players are going to play more than great.
And by more than great, she means herself.
Transition is beautiful when there's no dribbles required at the other end.
Our 3 juniors were amazing. Kristen Williams.
Williams soars in.
Yeah, the emphasis was Caitlin Clark coming into the game, so we just wanted to know where she was at all times.
And she was guarding one of the toughest players in America to guard.
Clark trying to force the action, banks it in. The first bucket of the game for the nation's leading scorer, Caitlin Clark.
And Olivia
Nelson Adota taps it to Williams. No, another offensive rebound. Bueckers,
And Avina Westbrook.
Avina Westbrook.
We really play team basketball. Like, we have no other choice.
Bueckers, oh, what a delivery to Edwards for the finish.
If it wasn't for Leah Edwards, we wouldn't be here today.
She became a lockdown defender on this team.
Clark guarded by Edwards, trying to get around her, bodies in, and gets the whistle.
She's taken the best player on every other opposing team and shut them down.
Ryan, Caitlin Clark, 1 of 7 so far from the field. Nothing has been easy.
Clark bodies in, couldn't finish, tumbles to the floor.
Connecticut has run multiple defenders at her. They have made things very difficult for her so far in this game.
Kristen, you're given the toughest task to start this game, having to defend Iowa's Caitlin Clark.
It hasn't been easy.
Caitlin Clark, when she heats up, can be unguardable.
You know, the kid still came out of there with 21 points, but, you know, she needed 21 shots to get it. That's a pretty good defensive night.
Here's Clark. Through the arms of Martin and out of bounds as Iowa turns it over. But again, UConn showing their prowess on the offensive glass as Clark tosses it out of bounds. Bueckers airmails the 3.
I know I started off slow, but the upperclassmen, C, Ian, Liv, and obviously Aaliyah in the post, they just played super well.
Paige Bueckers had a good look at the 3. Instead, passed it to Makarat.
Why not?
We saw some nerves early from the freshman, but in the fourth quarter, Paige Bueckers, UConn needs an answer. She has it. He knew exactly who it was.
You hit a 3 and then you kind of swatted the coach on the butt on the way by.
Yeah, it's kind of an inside joke.
You know what the inside joke was? That's more shots than Anna's made in a month. Put her in there, give her a chance, because she's going to make 2 threes.
I'm not sure even Taurasi got away with that as a freshman.
I just gave him a little pat on the butt just to let him know.
Paige was letting me know. She never passes up an opportunity to let me know when I'm wrong.
And it's a 15-point UConn lead. And another Iowa turnover as it slips through the fingers of Martin out of bounds.
4 turnovers in the last 5 minutes.
In all these matchups of players that get all the hype, it usually comes down to somebody else and something else.
Hi, Caitlin. Pepper Kersley with the next. There are so many more young girls playing basketball who now know you and are inspired by you. What message do you have for them right now?
Thanks, Pepper. I know a lot of little girls dream about going to all those blue bloods, but I know I'm in the right place. That's the reason I came here, because there was a true belief that we were going to make the Final Four someday. We didn't say we were going to do it in my first year here.
This game showed women's basketball in a really, really good light. And I'm glad there were some fans here to really appreciate it in person. Somebody told me this was the first network televised game since 1995, when we played actually in the championship game.
People need to see what we're able to do, and this is good for our game, and this is what we need to grow our game.
I hope we get a lot more games on national television. It's taken a long time, huh?
Oh, I can't tell you how far this team has come from the beginning of the year. And it was a hard year as far as the pandemic and testing all the time. And we are extremely young, and we will be back.
I would just say dream big. Like, that's always what I did. My parents never held me back from anything that you couldn't do. And I think that's just the biggest thing.
And that will do it. The UConn Huskies are headed to a 15th straight Elite Eight.
And I know that a lot of pressure was on me, and I knew my teammates were going to have my back.
And so, when Caitlin met Paige, it wasn't about Caitlin or Paige after all.